So in this Crimson Desert video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a bunch of secret features I wish I knew sooner. These are some useful features to know about, and some of these are just, well, awesome to know they exist in the game. But yeah, hope you all find this video enjoyable and you learn something new out of this. That is the goal of this. Also, consider leaving a like and possibly a comment of a secret feature that you didn't know existed in the game until a while that you wish you knew sooner, if you want. Or just, leave a comment about your thoughts of some of these, or whatever. That's totally up to you, though. Just leave a reminder here in the beginning. Let's go ahead and get into all of these. Enjoy. Okay, so the first two secret features here will be over sliding. In case you don't know, if you run down a hill and then press the crouch button, which is clicking in the stick, or C if you're playing on PC, you'll start to crouch, and that will make you start to slide down a hill. See, check that out. Now, there's another thing you can do while sliding that actually is pretty handy. It can give you an extra boost when you're sliding. You slide, use your axiom force, pull. You see that? Makes your slide go much faster, and if you release your axiom force in time, it'll give you a significant boost. Of course, the bigger the hill, the more momentum you're going to be getting with each pull of the axiom force. You just got to release it when you are pulling yourself. Okay, so this next one, speaking of axiom force and pulling, there's a trick that you can use with trees to really give you a nice boost. So check this out. This is awesome right here. So what we do, we're going to slingshot with the tree. So get as high as you can on the tree. This is so fun. Now, we're going to pull back, get some leverage here, pull. Then we're going to pull even more, circle it. Now look at this. High jump. Woohoo! How cool is that? You're able to use a tree to freaking slingshot yourself with the axiom force. So cool. Anyways, moving on now to the next one. Did you guys know you can use trees as weapons? There's many different ways to knock down a tree. You could use force palm for one, like I just did there. It knocks down a tree in one hit. You can use your weapon to knock them down, or you could use a wood cutting axe. But yeah, you can use a tree and you can then slam it on an enemy or a beggar or whatever, as you can see there. In case you're wondering how did I even pick up that tree though, you unlock something called Nature's Grasp, a little in the main story, not too far in it. And yeah, you can use the tree to literally slam on enemies to pretty much take them out in one hit. It is a very powerful attack. So if you see a tree around and you're struggling to do some damage, or you just want a fun way to take out someone you're versing, this is definitely one to keep in mind. The tutorial for Nature's Grasp shows you how you can lift things up to reveal secret passages. It doesn't show you that you can use trees as weapons. Well, yeah, you can. Anyways, carrying on to these next ones. These are going to be revolved around theft and some unique things that you probably didn't know you could do with thieving. First off, most importantly, in case you didn't know, wearing a mask will be able to allow you to steal in the game. You can find one right over here in Hernand. You could purchase a mask from this guy right here over at this area. He'll sell masks. He'll also sell keys too, which will help you unlock locked doors. As you can see, there is a mask that you can buy too for only 10 copper. Really cheap. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show you how to steal wagons and what you do after you do take them. I'm going to go ahead and save it just in case things go south. As you can see here, there's some NPCs fixing up the carriage at this location. I'll go ahead and show you where I'm at on the map. But they spawn randomly throughout on the roads. Keep that in mind. But yeah, there's one located right here for now. Once again, it may not be here for you. They're pretty random where they appear at, but they normally appear on the roads or off the roads. Anyways, now to take this wagon, all I got to do is I'm going to go up to the carriage, and as you can see, it states steal. So what we're going to do is do that. Yeah, now we're on the freaking wagon. Keep in mind you can hijack them too if they're riding it. But what you do with these, you head to this location right here on the map, the Hernand Wagon Fence. Go here. They actually buy stolen carriages and wagons and whatnot for a nice price. So let's head that way. As you can see, I just arrived. There will be a cutscene when you do arrive, and you just park the wagon inside where they open up the fencing at. And after the cutscene ends of you bringing the wagon, you will receive some coin. Not some, actually, quite a bit. I received there 12.50 silver. So yeah, quite a bit right there. And you can rinse and repeat this as much as you like. Okay, so next up here is how you can take livestock while wearing the mask. As you can see here, some livestock. You can take this. Of course, you need to get out of the theft zone. And you are able to ride your horse too with the livestock. Keep that in mind, as you can see. And what you do with the livestock once you do take it, that leads me to my next secret feature. You can sell it. So yeah, from Hernand here, you go find a black market livestock vendor right here, where we got the mask to be able to take things. Yeah, this guy right here. Super simple way to make some quick coin. So right there, I just earned 50 copper. That easy. There's plenty more where that came from, right by the area. So you can just keep rinsing and repeating this to make some quick coin. Anyways, next up here is over how you can take inside of buildings if you're wearing the mask. I'm just going to show you an example of robbing the bank here. Now, as you see, the bank's located right over here in Hernand. This is where the bank's located at. Now, it's important to know, also, you don't have to technically enter the building the regular way. You can climb up. This is another little secret feature. You can open windows and climb through. You don't have to technically do this to rob the bank. I'm just saying for other areas that you may be interested in for taking stuff, you can do this. And when you enter the place, they'll act like, you know, nothing happened. You're just supposed to be in here. It's kind of weird. I mean, honestly, you're allowed to be in this area anyways. We're not really breaking and entering here. But for other areas that you do break in and you sneak in through the window, nothing really happens. But yeah, as you can see, in here you can take a bunch of stuff from the bank. I just used a key, which you can purchase a key from that vendor I showed you in the beginning, where you can get the mask from. And yeah, you can just take a bunch of stuff in here. And nothing's going to happen. Pretty good to know. Tons of strong boxes in here that you can get and open up. Just letting you all know that this is another way to take easily. Yeah. You don't really lose much morale either. And you can open up those strong boxes that you got. You stock up on quite a bit of coin. Silver pretty much in all of the strong boxes. So if you put your bow and arrow next to a fire, you'll catch your arrow on fire, and you can use this to set things on fire around the area. Total chaos. If you see something on the side of the cliff and you're wondering how do you exactly, you know, pick that, because sometimes there's some awkward angles and you can't exactly pick the ore that's on the side of the cliff, a way that you can is by force palming it. Boom! And that will knock off the ore. So then you can just collect it. You will also get pushed back when you use the force palm. A way to stay on the edge, by the way. So this is something good to know. While you are hanging from the ledge, if you don't want to fall, you can hold resist, then use force palm. And while you're holding resist, as you can see, you'll stay on the ledge. This is a way that you can, you know, while you are mining, if you don't want to fall, I'll just give an example here. I resist, use force palm, and you see I stayed on. So you don't have to fall all the way back down when you are mining the ore with the force palm. You just gotta hold resist. So here's a few secret features with the water and swimming. In case you didn't know, your horse can swim, as you can see. Look at that. It is swimming, and it is taking stamina. So you can use your horse to get to longer distances within water. And once it starts to run out of stamina, you can just dismount your horse, and then you start swimming. But I didn't need to do that right there because it wasn't long enough to reach my goal. I'm just going to stay right here to show you. As you can see, my horse is swimming in the water right now, and it is taking stamina. Your horse will not die either if it runs out of stamina in the water. It won't drown like you will if you run out of stamina. So you just wait until your horse is out of stamina, and then you start using your own stamina. So you get like 2 bars to work with here to try to make it to your destination. I know I could easily make it to my destination here. This is just an example to show you that you can get to greater lengths by using your horse as well to navigate through the water. So as you can see, my horse is about to run out of stamina, and once it does, I will dismount from the horse. Boom. And now I have to start swimming. My horse is not dead. See? It'll just swim away. You'll have to like dismount it. But yeah, and this will help you get to greater lengths in the water. Another tip is you can use force palm while you're in water. Check this out. Boom! This could actually save your life. And then you go to glide to get to a destination if you're about to drown. So yeah, there's 2 quick secret features that you may not have known that could help you out with the water. So this is a neat feature to know about. If you don't have a bonfire or something to cook your meat nearby, you can just simply drop your meat on the ground. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. And then you just simply want to use blinding flash, which you just press LB and RB to use. And then you want to focus light on the dropped meat. As you can see the black when you're focusing, right? That black line. Focus it on the meat. And as you see, it instantaneously cooks your meat. Look, now it's grilled bird meat. Pretty handy. Another method to cook your meat without a bonfire is, well, first off, drop your meat like so. Remember how I said you can burn things? Well, that's another way you can cook, by catching your arrow on fire. Oh my gosh, I'm on fire though! Stop, drop, and roll! I accidentally burnt the wood here. But yeah, if you shoot the meat with your arrow, it will cook the meat. Pretty handy to know about. Anyways, this next feature will be over how to tame an animal quick. This was never really explained, so I'm going to show you all how. In case you didn't know, if you come back and keep petting the dog or whatever you're trying to tame, it will you'll start earning the trust more of the animal. Eventually, though, you don't gain any more reputation trust for. Eventually, though, after enough pets, you stop gaining trust for the animal you're trying to tame. A quick way to tame it is just by dropping bones. Which you get bones from taking out different animals. It's really easy to get bones. And you just drop the bones in front of the dog, and the dog will go and, interact with the bone. And it'll give you plus 25 to the dog, instead of a measly plus 5 by petting it. And you can only get a certain amount boosted by petting it over time. But dropping the bones in front of it will max it out super quick. That way you can tame it quicker. And lastly here, in case you don't know, if you take a boat and go all the way out of the map with it, you know how typically in games there's an out of bounds countdowner, and if you don't make it back in time, you just die. Well, for Crimson Desert, here's what happens if you don't make it back in the map in time. You get swallowed by a freaking whale. What? Pretty awesome, though, feature you may not have known. But yeah, I guess that's wrapping up this video, everyone. Hopefully you all found this enjoyable and you learned something new from this. As always, most importantly, I appreciate you all taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, guys, peace